amazing soon-to-be-gotten winner, the Westport Independent. Known for having doubtful opinions of the government. Went to community college, worked abroad for free. Lived at the Eastern factories, married, went to community college. No college education, lived by the Eastern factories, opposed the loyalists before they came into power. I forgot the name and I cannot read. The Westport Independent, which reminds me of a Flash game I played a long time ago by, oh god, I will butcher their name, but yeah. They made games that were not just like entertainment, but let you think about some stuff. That's a very bad definition of what they did. But you will see what I do as soon as the game launches. Here we go. The description will see it better. A game about censorship. Will see it better. A game about censorship, corruption, and newspapers. And the game launched like way too big. Way too big. Like it launched in 1440p, but I got a 1980p screen, and I don't have a full screen of resolution. 2088 by 1620. What's that? Why? I think 720p will be good. And let's change in the talking screen before we switch to it. Way better. Like it's actually visible. Slot 0. The game will be saved automatically between each week. Do I need to click? Oh, okay, I need to click. This is a work of fiction. Names, characters, group, businesses, places, events, and incidents are either the products of the author's imagination or use the fiction. Any resemblance to actor, person, living or dead, or the usual. Like, do I really? Did I need to read it out loud? Everyone knows it. Like, that's how movies start, when it looks like real events, or they really just want to not take a chance. So, yep. I forgot to change the stream category, so the Westport Independent. It's classified as a simulation game. Interesting. Okay, can I... Maybe I need to start again. Yep, I'm just going to restart it. Let's go. Because I could hear a voice, but it was drowned. Do I need to put them like this? And then the voice will be... Okay, let's retry. Okay, so no. I guess the mix is just extremely bad.
Both preparations for the bill and the bill itself. What is the public and finally, do print content that hearten propriety in our society you have fully edited, as mistakes can be quite...
So yeah, very Papers, Please-esque. Dear editor, Bill has been putting up more loyalist propaganda in the office. I can't stand this shit, so I decided to put it down. It should be on your desk together with this note, right? Loyalty, morality, and propriety. These are the bases of a civilized society. Twitter article censoring. The game's main mechanic in censoring articles. You do this by clicking on areas that seem inappropriate. When censored, the content won't be shown to the public and will affect neither the opinion nor the government's suspicion of you. You can also change the headline by clicking on it. Different headlines can change the portrayal of an article. Welcome to the extraordinary and amazing soon-to-be-gotten winner, the Westport Independent. Known for having doubtful opinions of the government. Went to community college, worked abroad for free. Lived by the Eastern factories, married, went to community college. No college education, lived by the Eastern factories, opposed the Loyalists before they came into power. Lived with disabled brother, went to private college, lived in Western District. Loyalist support. None having enough of video. Is alone, parent. Employees. This part is about your employees. When you've sent an article, it needs to be transcribed. To do this, put it in one. The employees all have different opinions and they'll be discussing how you run your paper. They also have their lives to protect, so don't blame them if they don't wish to follow you into debt. Okay, yeah, I understand more the thing. In my head it was reversed, like the dark and light part. Loyalist government pursues harsher action against suspected rebels. Loyalist government attacks the privacy of civilians. Loyalist government pursues harsher action against suspected rebels. Loyalist government attacks the privacy of civilians. A new reform has passed that will hasten the arrest of rebel supporters. The reform confers exceptions in various privacy laws allowing police to expedite search warrants. Most of these exceptions apply to ex-criminals in relation to the rebels. However, some exceptions also apply to civilians who have expressed disloyal opinions against the government. New bill has been passed, forces independent media outlets to shut down. The public culture bill that the government presented last year has today been passed. The purpose of the new bill is to stop the creation and distribution of correct and improper content. It will force independent media outlets to either shut down or join the new government-funded union called the Release News and Media Association. Let's send that to print. You know, I've never been a big fan of the Loyalist government, but the public culture bill is even worse than I expected. Don't blame it on the government, blame it on the yellow journalism and the blatant lies that some newspapers post these days. There's nothing good about a misinformed public. Well, yeah, sure, but you realize how much power the government will have over the media with this? I will be frank on this one. I can't see how the public culture bill would be beneficial for anyone but the government. While media outlets like ourselves have a scary amount of power over people's opinions, but on the other hand, I don't think that giving that power to the government is a great idea either. 11 weeks left until the public culture bill comes into force. So northern suburbs, city, western district, eastern factories, and southern opinions. With those symbols, this is why you illustrated your cells last week. Ah, nice. The container represents the people of that district. The light bar illustrates so many of those papers that were sold. The more you sell, the more popular you get. So the more popular you get, the more papers you can distribute. People's opinion will affect your sales as well. Likewise, a well-selling paper will also affect the people's opinion. Yeah, there's no real indication. Like popularity, it's a clear thumbs down or thumbs up, but like shield with wings, or maybe is that a rupee with wings? And what's that? Is that like I don't know, a beanie hat with things coming out of it? There's political opinion. Plus 6 rebels. Loyalist substitution of you. Plus 19. Your paper's total popularity. Plus 18. You've got mail. There is nothing more heartbreaking than a misguided public. In a world controlled by the media, the loyalist government will stop at nothing to protect the people from frivolous lies and irresponsible gossip. Public culture bill is for your protection. Okay, we cannot send those into print. Mercury found in fish from the southern dock. Fish from the southern docks could kill you. Mercury found. The southern docks could kill you. Mercury found. This morning, a shipment of fish from the docks was found to contain a dosage of mercury exceeding the national guidelines. Viewed as a potential health hazard, the shipment was confiscated. Medical officials, however, confirmed that the dosage is still below lethal amount. The public is advised to avoid purchasing fish from the southern docks. I mean, that's important info. Movie star in minor car accident. Unemployment rate. Unemployment has skyrocketed during the last few years. More and more people are left with the jobs. A new study shows that currently around 37% of the population are unemployed. 30% of the working population do not make enough to support their families. Also, there are the inhabitants of the southern docks, where unemployment is at around 43%. She does not want to write it? Yes, so I guess no one wants to write about unemployment. Government adds untested substances to drinking water. The Department of Sanitation announced today its intention to add fluoride to the water supply, due to research showcasing the substance's ability to reduce chances of cavities. As research on fluoridation is still ongoing, this will make Westport one of the few places in the world to adopt it. We're going completely anti-government in this realm. People left homeless after fire. A fire erupted last night in an apartment complex between the southern docks and the western district. During 2 hours to the blaze, 42 apartments were damaged to the point of being uninhabitable. The survivors have had to move in with friends and family as the city is yet to provide aid. We star in minor car accident. Movie star Chris car lives with a scratch. Renowned movie star Harold Finn suffered an accident yesterday evening by crashing his car into a streetlight. The accident resulted some dents to the front of the car. The streetlight was knocked down. Mr. Finn was left unscarred by the accident. So I can't write an empty article. They really don't want to write about unemployment rising, even heavily censored. Alright, let's send that to print. But I think I'll be staying up seafood for a while. We couldn't have had worse timing either. We just bought 8 pounds of fresh fish that we now have to throw in the trash. Well, to be fair, anything that has actually managed to survive in the river thus could probably outlast the hydrogen bomb. Yeah, I've heard that workers at the factories are told to dump whatever waste they can find in that river. I've noticed some of the factories around our apartment look and smell even worse than the southern dock sewers. Week 2. 10 weeks left until the public culture bills comes into force. Dear editor, as you're probably aware by now, when we were finally able to stop the notorious Northern Herald from spreading their lies to the public, we were also forced to shut down their affiliated marketing agency. As so happens, your paper, the Westport Independent, used the same agency. This means that from now on, you'll have to take care of advertising yourselves. Additionally, because of your affiliation with the perpetrators, we'll be keeping a close eye on you for the time being. The Loyalist Party of Westport. Most respected editor, I'm contacting you as the agent of renowned movie star Harold Finn. I read one of your articles last week and I noticed an error. Mr. Finn did not leave the crash site in question with the scratch. He's not a superhuman, and claiming him to be would be outrageous. In fact, he received a bruise on his left knee. It may not affect his ability to walk, but I'm sure it hurts quite a bit. Thank you for your time. Pauline Grubsneck, actors and agents of Westport. If they do something good, we also need to tell it. Rebels suspected of attempted bombing of government offices. Police prevents attempted bombing. Yesterday, a bomber was prevented from arming a large supply of explosives outside a government office. This occurred in a small van parked outside the building. The perpetrator was caught by a security guard who found the van suspicious. A local rebel group are believed to be behind the incident. Add that. Price of fruit vegetables expected to rise this year. A harsher economic crisis ensures as the prices of food skyrockets. A recent report projects a stark increase in the price of root vegetables this year. It claims that with last year's poor crops and this year's drought, the scarcity of fruit vegetables is expected this year as well. It's also expected to increase the demand for other foods, affecting those prices as well. The Public Culture Bill claims its first casualty. Today, after almost a century of publication, the popular magazine The Northern Herald released its final issue. Its sudden dismantlement was due to violation of the guidelines set up in preparation of the Public Culture Bill. The paper's makers, which were responsible for advertising several of Westport's other independent newspapers, was also shut down. People of the West protest drug-funded casino. First legal casino in the Western District. Today, construction broke ground on the new Aurora Casino in the Western District. Aurora will be the first legal casino in Westport and will bring a lot of new jobs to the city. Protests recently hit the site due to the owner's affiliation with the Vile Rags gang. The protest was broken up by security and the allegations have not been addressed. The loyalist will happily write about that. Here we go. Proceed to layout? Oh! Pick articles from here and drag them to an empty page in the paper. Put on the right half of the paper to turn to next page. Marketing. Website should change your marketing focus between the different districts. Eastern factories and South and Door. Over the Belges to get info about the district, the preferred article. Okay. I think that's a good mix because those two got 2 each. And the Eastern factories are, well, the industrial is slightly below the prime. So it's maybe a bit too much of a big difference. I don't know. Those two only got 1, so way less. Let's try that like this. Let's try this like that. Did you catch the game last night? Yeah, I caught it on the radio. That last goal was brilliant. Me and my husband were shouting at the top of our ears when they won. Did you catch the game, Julie? Oh no, sports are not really my thing. Really? Did not know there was anyone in Westport who wasn't keeping up with the finals. Honestly, I don't really need to follow the game to keep track of how it's going. I just need to open a window during a game night and all the shouts will tell me how the game went until the public culture bill comes into force. 9 weeks later. The editor, one of your employees, Julie, has for the last few weeks created content for your papers that can only be described as disloyal. Her frivolous behavior on jumping from nest to nest has made her lose sight of her roots. Her naive mind will be taught the position she is in. That punishment will fall on both our heads. The race party of Westport. Editor, one of your employees, Frank, has recently written quite a few questionable articles for your paper. We expect you to show your paper proper discipline in order to prevent events such as these, especially since the regarded employee has a history of disloyal behavior. You'll do well to remember that reluctance in this matter will reflect poorly not only on your employees, but on you as well. The loyalist party of Westport. So it's Julie and Phil. We want to renovate housing in the southern docks. Okay, that's the government should lag that. One. Wants to renovate. Expected that the renovation will greatly increase, and we clean up the docks. Expect that the higher rent will force the poor inhabitant to leave. Yeah, it's really good. Here, Julie. Child murderer, midwife arrested for attempting to aid minor with unwanted pregnancy. Child murderer, why midwife arrested? Oh no! New law to combat illegal workers. Government revoke employment for people born outside of Westport. The Parliament passed a new law to combat the rise of illegal immigration. It will require all workers to supply Westport social security number before being hired. Employers will also be charged for employing refugees of citizens lacking citizenship. Please, I cannot bring myself to write this article. What's wrong with it? Suppose I can force him once. 28 people arrested for protesting. 28 people were arrested in a protest near Wembley Park. It was against the public culture bill, which will come into force. The situation took a violent turn as the protesters resisted arrest by a ring officer. Because seized after police backup arrived. And it's factual. Multiple industrial agents suspected in connection to violent gang. Former author turns protest. Perpetrator starts cult. Perpetrator has gained some news popularity by claiming to have unlocked psychic powers. Offering to share his secrets for a prize, the author has opened a new institute in his home. This is due to his claim that his power can only be used inside his home. He has already received several applications from the people of Westport. There we go. Marketing. This time it's more like this. 18 news for the greatest hero. Whispering for social news every morning, every day. Westport independent. Okay, so it changes the logo. Is it the logo? Technically, the logo. Is it the logo? Technically, depending on like the marketing strategy. My son is having his first day at school today. Don't they grow up fast? School today. Don't they grow up fast? I wouldn't know. I'm too busy taking care of my brother to even think about having a child. Well, Frank is close enough to a child. Close enough to a child. Hey, don't bully me just because I'm not an old raisin like yourselves. Raisin like yourselves. You're just a couple of years younger than the rest of us, you know? Physically, at least. Hey! Okay. Plus one still. One still. You've got mail. You've got mail. Respected editor, it has recently come to our attention that your paper, the Westport Independent, seems to have problems understanding the guidelines provided by the Roy's government in advance of the introduction of the Public Culture Bill. We assure you that these guidelines are absolute, and if your paper continues to neglect them, countermeasures will be taken. The Royalist Party of Westport. Trust in numbers, not in government. Trust in numbers, not in government. In a world where information is controlled by those in power, trust should be put in the people, not in the authorities. Join the rebellion today. Workers against oppressors, numbers against class. Join the President's birthday celebration. The annual celebration of the President's birthday is here. Join us at the parade by Liberty Square. Cult in the West disbanded. Cult in the West disbanded. I need to drink some water. Alright. So, Cult in the West disbanded. Psychic visionary taken out by government. This morning, police broke into the Roberts Foundation, arresting author Peter Roberts. Trial with suspicion of kidnapping and treason, Roberts has been brought in for questioning. Additional charges include suspicion of fraud. Just like the prophet predicted, the hour is nigh, stated one of Roberts' followers. Yeah. Proportion for the present birthday will swing. Proportion for the present birthday will swing. Have cost over 12 million. Movie star divorced 8th wife. Movie star ruins another marriage, divorcing his wife. The new movie star Harold Finn has once again divorced. Marriage lasted for 2 years, making it one of the star's longest lasting relationships. So far, the divorce proceedings have costed about 3 billion. Dangerous drunken brawl leaves several people injured. More brawl in the Western District. Last night, a fight broke out at a bar in the Western District. The fight involved 6 people who came to a ceremony were all heavily intoxicated. Knives and broken bottles were used, leading 4 was involved with minor injuries. Fight soon stopped after police arrived, who arrested the offender. New hard-boiled stories every day. Okay, this is clearly the most important. That one I think is better than just celebrity, something like that. Yep, let's go. How do you plan on spending your day during the prisoner's birthday? I don't really know. I don't really plan joining this celebration, so I guess I'll just stay at home. Me and my husband are taking my son to see the parade. I also plan on stopping by the parade. It's going to be held not too far from my apartment after all. Come on. You're good like me now. -2. Okay. Plus 3 loyalist, oh no. You've got mail! One of your employees, Anne, has shown quite a rebellious attitude in her writing for your paper. While she has no history of disloyal behavior, her recent action has led us to consider taking this matter into her own hands. Her disciplining is in order. Okay. The other one. Most respected editor, I'm contacting you as the agent of renowned movie star Harold Finn. I'd like you to point out that there was a small error in your article last week. Not the fact the relationship Mr. Finn had with his 8th wife was not his longest. His longest relationship to last only 2 years will be quite embarrassing. Rather, his longest relationship was with his 3rd wife, which lasted an entirety of 28 months. Thank you for your time. Alright. And it's 6:52, so I'm going to stop at that. It's quite a lovely game. Yeah, I think I'm going to finish that one. Like, it's not very long. I don't think I will do a lot of runs on it, but yeah, 1 or 2. So, yep. Thanks for joining in. I'll see you next Thursday for another game of Verre. Ou bien mardi prochain pour un mardi. Ou bien mardi prochain pour un mardi. Who knows? So, see ya. Bye bye.